Let's bring in Graham Richardson, my Sky News colleague. Richo, great to see you. My understanding is that Cameron Dick won't be contesting the leadership, according to a well-placed source in Queensland Labor. So it'll be a two-person race, Shannon Fentiman versus Stephen Miles. Before we get to your assessment of the legacy of Annastacia Palaszczuk, your good friend, I want to get your assessment of Miles v Fentiman. I was very impressed with what we saw there in terms of Shannon Fentiman's opening gambit. What's your view?
Yeah, I thought she did very well. She's not someone I know, so I can't claim her as a friend like I could with Annastacia, but I thought she did very, very well. But she'll need to, because Miles is a pretty formidable opponent who, of course, has been endorsed by Annastacia anyway.
When you look at having to reset, though, or rejuvenate a political party after the best part of a decade, is it better to go with a fresh face like the health minister, who maybe not be as tied to all of the decisions, good and bad, of the Palaszczuk government, say like the Deputy Premier and the former health minister Stephen Miles is?
No, I don't think that really makes much difference. I think Queenslanders know the field pretty well. So they know who should be favourite and who shouldn't be. They've been looking at these ministers for years. They've had ample opportunity to assess their abilities, and we'll see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's a good point, because while we would know Miles very well nationally, in Queensland, as you quite rightly point out, at a state level, they would have seen a lot of Shannon Fentiman on their television screens and in the Courier Mail and elsewhere.
Yeah, much more than you and I have, and so we just have to wait and see what effect that's had. But I think, you know, when you look at the opening performances, Fentiman's done much better than you would have thought someone as new to leadership as her would have. But I think she's been a credit to herself, and she's a strong chance.
Annastacia Palaszczuk, when you look back at the history of her government, I remember being there on the night that she secured that win. It was incredible, from the Tarago of just 7 members of the parliament to defeating a first-term LNP government. It was an incredible win for her. The unlikely premier, many thought she was just warming the seat, but far from that, she's become one of the most successful premiers in Queensland history.
Which didn't surprise me. I mean, I knew her well, and you know, someone who's a graduate of the London School of Economics is obviously no fool, and I think she surprised everybody. She had that perfect political persona where she was the girl next door, but she was also that really bright person who'd done brilliantly academically, you know, and had a stellar political career. So she was really hard to beat.
I remember hosting the leadership forum before the leaders' debate, just before the last election, and thinking, while she's got that very affable, almost knockabout sort of style, when in a setting like that, she was a force to be reckoned with in a political sense. You would not want to be her opponent. She might seem like she's taking things pretty easily, but in a political sense, she was a very, very forceful operator.
Oh yeah, as the French might say, formidable. She was very good, and I think you know, Queenslanders are going to miss her in many ways. She had her faults, as we all do, but by and large, it's been a pretty mistake-free reign. She hasn't been, you know, suffering from a scandal a month. This has been a good, solid government, and I think she goes out with the respect of nearly every Queenslander.
Richo, appreciate it. Talk to you next week.
Good on you, Kieran. Look forward to it.